The Supreme Court today struck down a Texas law regulating abortion clinics in a 5-3 ruling. The court said Texas's restrictions unconstitutionally limited women's right to abortions. The ruling is likely to make the fight over Antonin Scalia's successor even more significant, even more heated than we might have otherwise expected. Back in May, Trump released a list of 11 conservative judges he would nominate to the Supreme Court. Joining us tonight, Trump campaign national co-chair, chief policy advisor, Sam Clovis. Sam, good to have you back with us. Let's start with this, the fact that these issues, abortion and other wedge issues traditionally, they've not been a mainstay of the Trump campaign. One has to believe that that is intentional.
Well, I think it is. The intentional aspect of it is, if you go back to the Russell Kirk admonition that he gave us many years ago, is that there are many things in conservatism that ought to be in the front line, but sometimes some things are more important than others. And right now the economy is not to diminish the protection of cultural values. That's very critical, and we're very, very much involved in that. But right now, the economy and national security seem to be the leading topics, and those are the things that people are concerned the most about.
Amongst the things that are striking about the Trump campaign right now is the equanimity and the constraint of one Donald Trump. He is measured in his rhetoric. He is focused on target, it seems to me, every time he's addressing the cameras. Is this what we can expect the rest of the way, or what?
No, I think you'll still see some of the flair and flamboyance, which is what attracts people to him. He is a charismatic leader, and he's a very natural leader. And it's one of the things I find most attractive about him. But the other aspect of it is that there are moments for seriousness and the idea that we have to be measured and precise. And I think this is the thing that we have to be very careful of. There are times when precise language is important, and I think this is what we're seeing from Mr. Trump on various occasions, is making sure that we cannot be misinterpreted, we cannot be misquoted, we can't be misconstrued. And I think those things are critical. When we have serious, sober topics to talk about, this is the approach we ought to take.
You know, Sam, that's a great point, because Donald Trump talks about the media that he despises. I think is a fair expression of his view. And at the same time, he gives them so many openings on occasion because he is extemporaneous, he is spontaneous, and he leaves. The result is to leave an opening, if you will, for those in the national liberal media who want to undo him.
Right. But I think this is accurate. But I also think he's a person who has shown the ability to do both, and I think this is very important. He's been able to walk in both lanes, and I think he's done it with great aplomb.
Yeah, you say both lanes. I don't know how many lanes. I don't know how many lanes Trump has, but he's pretty good at most of them, I think, is a fair statement.
Yeah, that's fair.
As we look at Elizabeth Warren joining Hillary Clinton, is there deep fear settling into the Trump campaign at this moment after watching today's performances?
We are afraid of nothing, Lou. Let's be clear. We're not afraid of anything. And least of all, Elizabeth Warren being on stage with Hillary Clinton. Bring it on. It could not be more glorious for us to watch that show unfold. So, yeah, bring that one on. We're ready for that one, you bet.
Sam, would you like to vote and help Hillary Clinton with her vice presidential choice? I mean, do you have any thoughts toward perhaps Elizabeth Warren?
Well, like I said, I think that would be. I tell you what, we'd be licking our chops if that was the choice. Yes, you bet.
Well, the British vote to leave the European Union very quickly.
Yeah.
Two big sell-offs, moderated today, less than half the losses on the Dow as Friday, but still we're talking right around $3 trillion globally. Yeah. Your thoughts on what we can expect going forward and what it's going to take for the markets and investors to settle out a bit?
Oh, I think that'll level. And certainly in the United States, we'll probably be, by the end of the week, we'll be back up in positive territory. I think it may take several weeks for things to settle in the European and Asian markets, but they will. And because I really think that these equity markets are grossly overheated. And so these are adjustments. But I also think there's going to be a lot of bargain hunting will come on, and people will get their wits back about them. And I think this will take care of itself. It always does, Lou.
Yeah, it always does, except when it doesn't. And as you talk about these overheated investors, some of them, the fanciest of the professionals who didn't see Brexit coming, are the same people who know that they're doing exactly the right thing now, whatever it is they're doing. Sam Clovis, great to have you with us.
Always, Lou. Always. Thanks so much.
Good to see you. Be sure to vote in our poll tonight. Is Elizabeth Warren a hypocrite for backing Hillary Clinton, who takes millions of dollars from Wall Street in speaking fees and campaign donations? We'd like to hear from you. Cast your vote on Twitter @Lou Dobbs.